Are your thoughts preventing you from moving forward? Do you feel obligated to stay in situations that no longer serve you? Are you afraid to make a change because you don't want to hurt other people's feelings? This is the thing, we can keep ourselves stuck and in an old energy if we don't choose ourselves, if we sacrifice our own needs for others. So it's time to choose you, let go of old energy and find your own freedom. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. This is the thing, we stay in these situations, we stay around people, we stay in jobs, we stay in relationships that are no longer in alignment with our soul because we don't want to rock the boat. We don't want to hurt people. We just fear that unfamiliar territory as well. But mainly it's like a lot of times it's our own thoughts, and it's an old belief, or it is that fear-based mentality. Like that ego mind wants to keep us safe, but there's a part of us as well that feels obligated to stay where we are. We don't want to hurt other people, but we're hurting ourselves if we don't choose our own lives. And, it's better to be honest with people and honest with yourself so that you can move forward, I suppose, amicably with others. You don't have to, one thing I've noticed is if you don't follow your soul, if you don't listen to the nudges and that inner guidance or that spiritual guidance that you're getting, you're going to be forced out of the situation that you're in. So the way I see it is it's better to do it now rather than wait for the shit to hit the fan effectively. And that's what happens. If you don't listen to your guidance, there's an explosion going to happen effectively in your life where you're forced out of that situation. For me personally, it's at the moment anyway, I'm transitioning into new projects and I'm letting go of old ones. But I was in this energy for the last month of denial. And, there was it came up for me a couple of times, but I was ignoring it. The midweek mindset lives that I do with my friend, I was like, I could feel that it wasn't right for me. But I was in denial. I was like, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's grand. It's only one day a week. But it was taking a lot of energy from me, and I needed that energy to move forward with different projects. And my biggest fear was I didn't want to let my friend down. I didn't want to fuck things up for her. And I was willing to stay in a situation that wasn't in alignment for me, just not to hurt her feelings. And that's what we do. We stay around people. We stay in family dynamics, living at home with our parents because we don't want to hurt their feelings because we think they need them. They need us. Staying in a job situation because you think, oh, they need me, and you think you're only a number, or just certain any kind of work relationships or even friendships that we're staying in because we don't want to hurt the other person's feelings. And that's what keeps us out of alignment. And another thing that came to mind this morning was one of my exes. It was volatile towards the end, but I knew that I had to end this relationship. But there was this voice in my head going, but his family are so nice, his mother is so nice, they've really looked after me, they've really been good to me, how can I leave this relationship? But you can't stay somewhere that's unhealthy for you just because some people might get hurt, or just because, you feel obligated. Because that's the thing, it's this feeling of obligation. But we don't owe anyone anything. And I've got this quote, and I tried to read it out in a video last week and it did not work. I forgot it. But I read it out again. It's from Charles Hanel. Remember that no matter what the difficulty is, no matter where it is, and no matter who is affected, you have no patient but yourself. You have nothing to do but to convince yourself of the truth which you desire to see manifested. What this means is your life is your life. Your purpose is your purpose. Your mission is your mission. And you cannot fulfill that if you're worrying about what other people think or worrying about who you may hurt. We're obviously not going to be choosing our lives and saying, oh my God, we're not deliberately hurting other people. We're not. And in fairness, right? In fairness, the right people will respect you. If you tell somebody that you're moving on to a new project, or if you tell somebody that you're moving on to a new job, they're going to respect you because they love you and they're going to encourage you. But if they try and make you feel guilty, they're not your fucking people. That's a fact. You know what I mean? If you people who guilt trip you for choosing your life are not your people. So that's another thing. It's not just our thoughts that are holding us back. Are the people in your environment holding you back? Is the energy in your environment holding you back? Are you doing things that are keeping you stuck? Are you choosing your life and your path and your purpose? Or are you staying around people just because you feel you have to? You've known these people for years. You better stay. It's, whatever it is with our own mindset, it's our own mind that keeps us stuck. We blame other people. We blame the external. We're like, I've been in this job for 20 years. I can't change. Who said you can't? They're like, why? Why can't you? Why? And so, this is this. And I know I used to do this myself. I can't move on from this because of this. Why? They're like, why? You know what I mean? Like, we keep telling ourselves or making excuses as to why we can't move on with our lives, why we can't change. And that's that ego mind again, keeping us stuck in that cave, telling us not to fucking get out. Don't go out there, you're going to die. You're not going to fucking die. Take a risk, go for it. Like, how are you, like, another thing as well, we spend so much time stuck in that mentality. Not able to move forward, not listening to our guidance, staying where we feel obligated to stay. And we just get more and more miserable. Then we turn bitter. Then we get aggressive. And we're everything triggers us then. And what we want more, we're here for more. And when we get the guidance to do more and then don't do the thing to change that, we're effectively just literally sitting there getting more and more angry, more and more bitter, more and more triggered. That's the way it is. And I notice this as well. If I don't listen to myself, I will get triggered. If you're around the wrong people, you will get triggered. If you're doing something that's not working for you anymore, you will be triggered. And if you don't listen to that, then it's all just going to explode. You know what I mean? If you're living this is the whole thing with this midlife crisis stuff. It's not a midlife crisis. It's waking up to your truth. You know what I mean? You get to a stage of your life and you're like, shit, I did it all the right way and now I'm miserable because you didn't do it your right way. That's the problem. If you don't live the life that you want, you're never actually going to be truly happy. And we say that we want to help others and we want to pursue a purpose path. We want to be of service to others, but we don't listen to our own guidance and we stay stuck in our old reality thinking, who am I to help others? Or, I can't do that because I have to help these people, and we need, this is the thing, we need to learn to expand. We're here to evolve. We're here to be better and be more. But if we stay, it's this fishbowl analogy I keep speaking of. You know what I mean? You're literally in this fishbowl. And you deserve to be in the ocean. We all deserve to be in the ocean. Get rid of the fucking fishbowl. Let's all go swimming in the ocean. Keep on swimming. Sorry, finding Nemo. Keep on swimming. Is that how it goes? Just keep on swimming. But get out of the fishbowl and keep swimming. Because literally there is so much out there if we stop staying where we don't belong. And that's the thing. You do not belong in a fucking fishbowl. This is the small town mindset I talk about. This is where our limiting beliefs come from. We're literally surrounded by people who do not want to escape the fishbowl. And so we're stuck in a fucking fishbowl and we can't get out of it because everyone's in our fucking way. Do you know what I mean? There's no fucking swimming in there. So we really have to flip that switch. Change your mindset. Remove that stuck energy. Shift your identity to shift your reality. Who do you want to be? What do you want to do? Are you in a life that is in alignment with your soul, a life that fulfills you? Or are you triggered constantly by the people around you or by the situations that you're in? Are they making you happy? And ask yourself this, and this is one of the biggest questions I keep asking. Does it make you happy or does it make society happy? Are you doing this because you think it's what others want, or are you doing it because it's what you want? It's time to evolve instead of repeat. How do we do that? We let go of that old energy that's dragging us down. That's shedding that skin of the past to find our freedom. And that's effectively it. So you have to look at it all starts with your environment. It really does. Or it all starts with your mindset as well, but you can't really change your mindset if you don't change your environment. So if you're surrounded by the wrong people, if you're still, I suppose, drinking or partying or doing the same thing every weekend, if you're not evolving, if you're watching low vibrational social media or news that's keeping you stuck in a lack mentality, you know, if you're eating unhealthily, putting, you know, unhealthy stuff into your body, all of this is keeping you stuck. It's keeping you back in that old reality. And it starts with effectively changing what you have in your surroundings so that you can change your mind. It's like the whole objective of declutter your life to declutter your mind. And that's how it works. Because, like, you know, if your mind, if your body, or if your home is cluttered, it's a reflection of what's going on in your head. It really is. And I've noticed it. I used to be so messy. Oh my God. You know, and I used to have such a cluttered life and a cluttered mind. Don't get me wrong, my spare room is a little bit, there's a lot of stuff in there, and I keep clearing that out. But like that's a reflection of what's in the back of my mind. But anyway, like my initial surroundings, my home, it's all decluttered now. I've gotten rid of so much stuff because when we're in this, what way do I describe it? It's like this free energy. This you can breathe. If you're literally cluttered all around you and have so much stuff around you, that's a reflection of what's in your mind. So you've got, like, you know, declutter your life and you declutter your mind. So that's the same as not just physical things in your home. It's the same with the people in your reality, the situations you're in, the relationships you're in, the job situation that's not serving you anymore. That's clutter. If it's a simple thing of having clutter on your computer as well. This is all a reflection of what's going on in your mind. And it's only in releasing that old energy or decluttering your life effectively that you can actually allow in that sense of freedom. You're able to breathe again. And that's the beauty of it. You're able to actually breathe again. But you're able to see clearly. This is where your clarity comes in. You know what I mean? We sometimes lack direction. Especially when we're not, I suppose, listening to ourselves. And with being in the wrong energy makes it harder for us to trust our intuition. So we don't know the way forward. And like, obviously the new path is hard anyway, and you have to actually take the steps in order to see the path ahead. Trust the process. But we don't get clarity on the direction until we remove ourselves from the situations that are holding us back. And that's the biggest one, is like, you know, we don't trust ourselves. And that's the thing, right? I've had to declutter a lot of energy in my life to move forward. And initially I was like, what the fuck's going on here? Am I being punished? But then I realized I needed to trust my own guidance. And I couldn't trust my own guidance because I was asking the wrong people for help. You know, if you're on a purpose path and everyone else is still stuck in the fishbowl, and you mention your goals and dreams to these people, they're going to shit all over them. And they're going to tell you you're not going to succeed. They're going to tell you stay in the fishbowl. Don't go out to the ocean. It's too scary. You know what I mean? And that's what we're going to do. We're going to be held back. Held back not only by other people, by our own thoughts, because that energy would plant seeds of doubt and stop us from moving forward. So when we remove ourselves from that energy, when we cleanse our environment, we can actually cleanse our mind and start listening to what we truly actually want. And this is the important thing. And I say it again, what do you want? Not what society wants, not what your parents want, not what your friends want. What do you want? What is your divine purpose on this planet? We're all here for so much more. You're not supposed to be living the way you are living. You're actually destined for greatness. Every single one of us are. We just have to figure out what that is. And the only way we actually do figure that out is if we let go of the energy that's holding us back. And a lot of time that energy is just our own thoughts. Because if we can remove the fear, I suppose, from our own thoughts, we can actually take the action towards the life that we do want. And I know it's hard letting go of people, and I know it's hard letting go of situations, especially that if we're afraid to hurt people's feelings. But we have to choose the path that's in alignment with our soul. And the right people understand. You know, as I said, changing projects and moving on from midweek mindset, I was afraid of hurting my friend's feelings. I was afraid of letting her down. But I spoke to her with honesty, and she respects my decision. And it's opening up, actually, and that's the beauty of it as well. It's opening up opportunities for both of us to go solo, in a sense. And that's the beauty of it. If you let go of something that's, like, it's the same as decluttering. You know what I mean? If you want to buy new clothes, you know, and your old clothes are in the wardrobe, you've no room. Get rid of the old stuff, give it to charity, and then get some new things. But this is the thing, you need to make room in your life for your opportunities, your abundance, your new endeavors, your adventures to come in. And when you let go of the old in order to accept in the new. And that's the thing. You're never. We think endings are final. They're not. Endings are new beginnings, and they really are. One door closes and fucking millions of them open. They do. There's so many opportunities waiting for you when you let go of that energy that's keeping you stuck. So whether it's your mindset, or whether it's the people in your environment, or whether it's the energy in your environment, it's time to declutter your life. It's time to let go of that old energy, and it's time to finally find your freedom. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you'd like help on your journey, please book me for a free discovery call today. I'd love nothing more than to help you on your path. Also, I'd like to mention that on August 8th at 6 p.m. Ireland UK time, I will be doing my first webinar. I will be speaking on healing after narcissistic abuse, on inner child work, inner teen work, and shadow work. And I'll also be telling my story through healing after narcissistic abuse. I hope you can join me. If you need more information, just comment below or comment on my community post. There is more information there. Thanks.